Today, my buddy Rob, who I served with way back in the dark ages in the 3rd Battalion in Victoria, more accurately in Esquimalt, and we were in Yugoslavia together, I'm pretty sure. And Rob is a great example of how to continue to serve. For years, he's been raising funds for service dogs. And that's what I brought him on today to chat a little bit about because he has an event upcoming. Rob, how are you, man?
Doing great, brother. Thanks so much for having me. And yeah, we have our fourth annual Battle Buddies K9 fundraiser on September 1st to get another service dog for one of our veterans.
I heard you say on one of your lives about how service dogs impact the lives of the veterans that get those service dogs. Can you think of any examples like before and afters or how exactly a service dog helps a veteran?
Well, a lot of the times with our veterans who have the PTSD, anxiety, and depression, crowds, going out in public, and all that is very difficult. So having that dog with you, your battle buddy, a sense of security, it's helping our veterans get back out into the communities. And these dogs are trained. Like I've worked with the group, and if you're say shopping in a mall with your dog and you get stressed out, you start getting anxiety, that dog will pick up on that and want to take you right out of there, out of the situation to get you to an area where it's more calmer or quieter. And an example, our veteran last year who got his dog was able to fly this summer for the first time in years because he was afraid to travel. Just him and his dog, and he flew all the way out to Saskatchewan from Ontario to attend a veterans retreat with his service dog Crunch.
One of the challenges, Rob, is that there are people who say their dog is a service dog, but it's not. It really gets confused because there's service dogs and then there's emotional support dogs, and that ain't the same damn thing. Could you what would you say the difference is?
The difference is in training and where you can where you acquire the dog from. Now, even in Ontario, the standard a dog has to pass to be a service dog. Honestly, for me, I don't think it's that difficult of something to pass. Where I use a company, Baden K9, known worldwide, train military dogs, home protection dogs, and service dogs, and you can see the difference in the training. And one of the big problems we have in Canada is there's no national standard for service dogs. It's all provincial, and each province could be different, and they don't have to recognize a service dog from Ontario and Alberta or vice versa. And we've had issues with the veteran. You know Mike in Spark, how well trained and amazing Spark is, and he's been jammed up at times trying to get on the ferry, trying to go to another province, and have his dog with him. So that's something I plan on working on after this year's event with another person you'll know we served with uh, to get to work on a national standard for service dogs for our veterans.
Yeah, so the Mike you're talking about is Mike Rude and his
Yes.
service dog Spark. Spark's fantastic. And I know for sure that even though Mike has his certificate that everything is legit, um, he has been turned down or at least hassled at hotels, and that
Yeah.
sucks. That's not good. And at the same time, there's people that throw a vest on their dog just so that they can take their dog with them.
Well,
And I understand. I
it's so
understand
easy.
that
Sorry, Mark.
I understand the temptation to do that. I take my dogs pretty much everywhere with me, and they're not service dogs. And sometimes they wear a vest, and people assume it's a service dog because I kind of got that veteran look to me half the time.
Yeah.
And so people leave me alone, and I just walk like I own the place, and people leave me alone. But if somebody actually asks me, "Is that a service dog?" I'm like, "No, no, she's not." Luckily, my anxiety is under control. There was a time where I thought, "Fuck, I think I'm going to have to get a service dog here," because the anxiety was getting really bad, panic attacks, especially in social situations and crowds. It was bad. So I was started going in that direction, but somehow I got a grip on it, and so I don't require a service dog. But there's some folks out there that just throw a vest on their dog and ruin it for the rest of us.
Yeah,
That
like
where it's not
it's
they just want to take their dog into McDonald's. You know,
Yeah, so to get a vest and all the badges that go on a vest nowadays, people just go on Amazon. Everything's right there. You can get a service dog vest, whatever badges you claim to want to stick on your dog's vest, and now you supposedly have a service dog. And because
yeah.
within the rules, They can only ask you if it's a service dog. They can't ask you what your medical condition is, and you don't have to show no papers. So anybody could say it's a service dog, right?
Well, most people know everybody's asking for certificates now. Like we went into a hotel and we asked about, hey, can we bring a dog? They said, no, only service dogs and only if you can prove it's a service dog with a certificate. So I was like, oh, well, get a different hotel then.
Yeah.
And, but I know Mike Rood has with the certificate, people, it doesn't take much to set off somebody who's full of anxiety anyway. Their cup is already full. So if you give somebody some pushback because of their dog, that's not good.
No.
That pushback, it can be really frustrating, especially, you're traveling, you've got all kinds of plans on the go, on your way to an event, lots on your mind. It doesn't take much to tip you over. So somebody giving you a hard time about your dog because they're second and third guessing whether or not it is a legit service dog, when it really is a legit service dog, it can be really frustrating. But
Yeah.
if you're a veteran in that situation, I just try to be patient, because there are lots of scammers, and these
Oh,
hotels and other places deal with probably more scammers than they do legit service dogs.
and unfortunately, I won't call it scamming, but not telling the truth and all that. It's in the service dog world as well. I actually had somebody offering me supposedly a trained service dog, and they were going to give me this dog for free. After some investigation, the dog was not quite what they said and was definitely not a service dog. They
Yeah.
were trying to get rid of this animal, right? So, yeah, you have to watch out for things like that. There's a high cost involved. That's why we raise the funds, because these vets can't do this on their own.
My good
Uh,
buddy Todd Gilman, he passed away about a year and a half ago. He had and I'm going to use air quotes here for the audio audience, service dog. It was not a fucking service dog. But I got to find out the name of that organization to give them shit, because they said, "Oh yeah, they're service dogs," and it was a 10-month-old puppy, so that's physically impossible.
yeah.
A service dog. How old's the service dog got to be in order to have enough training to actually be a service dog? Because it's a buttload. Like between
That's,
$20,000 and $40,000 of training is the range I keep hearing.
yep, that's exactly right. And it's year and a half, like 18 months, 20 months or so usually. And
So
then you'll come back,
minimum.
and then you'll come back for some further training,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
right?
just for base.
Yeah. But that's why I like to use Baden. They're elite in the world. Never had an issue. They're amazing to work with, and they just put out just top quality dogs for the boys.
How many dogs does Baden make? Like, or make? They make
Oh,
dogs with a 3D printer. No,
um,
how many do they train in a year? Like, how big is that outfit?
they're pretty big, bro. They also do some dogs for the American military and home protection. So
Okay.
they're quite large. They've been around for over 50 years. Their handlers even have civilian deployments, working as contractors with dogs and everything. So they're pretty top tier, amazing guys. Uh, they'll be here too, September 1st. It's a good thing with the relationship I have with these guys now is they're actually bringing the trained dog, and the veteran actually gets it the day of the event. So the veteran will get his dog on Sunday. Of course, he'll have to go for some training. In the last 3 years, we raised 60,000, got 3 vets their dog, and allowed some other veterans to have further training. And then September 1st, we go for dog number 4.
Oh, that's awesome. So, are they in just one central location, or do they have affiliates all over the place?
They're in one central location, but they do a lot of traveling. Like
Okay.
you know,
So,
they do like they were just
where's
in
headquarters?
Sturgis, St. Anne, just down near Niagara.
Okay.
Yeah, they just gave a dog away at Sturgis.
Hmm.
So they're down there all the time in those great big events, giving dogs to vets down there, and they help us out too.
Yeah, for people that haven't suffered from anxiety, from haven't experienced a panic attack, it's probably tough for them to understand that it's a neurological response. It's not a weakness. It's part of an injury. Panic attacks are a symptom of an injury, of a neurological injury. And I've had them, man, and they suck because there's just no controlling it sometimes. I mean, I got my tools that worked. I haven't had to use them in a while, which is wonderful. But I've had to use those tools, and I've talked about those on the show. What has worked for me, um, just to be grounded, and
Yeah,
and to kind of uh, de-stress in that moment. But when you need when these hit all the time, a service dog to help you through that anxiety, to keep you grounded, to keep you level.
absolutely.
It's that, or you can't function in society. That's really the thing. You
Yeah,
know, this these service dogs helps people function in society, because without the dogs, they can't enter society. They can't flip and do it.
exactly.
They got is that about how
Oh,
you
sure.
feel about it?
You're exactly right, bro. And this helps the guys get back out there again. And you see it lots with guys we know who are now out there helping in the community. The veteran we helped last year is now involved with helping me run some other veterans activities and is back out there now and feels way different and a lot better. And it's just sorry, bro. It's great to see because I had my dark years, sick, the weight, the drugs, all that bullcrap. I got to the good side, and now I want to help other people not go through that or make it less for them, or just not let them go through the kind of things we had to go through back in the day before there was help, right?
One of the things I keep saying on the show is that PTSD, more accurately PTSI, post-traumatic stress injuries, are injuries of disconnection. And part of the symptoms is that it ends up, for a lot of people, having you withdraw from your peer group, from activities, just
Yeah,
withdraw from life and hole up in your basement, quite literally. Um, and that creates a negative feedback loop, because the isolation just creates more isolation, and then you
yeah,
start to get weird because you haven't interacted for anybody in a while. So when you go do it to go interact, finally you've gotten a little weird, and you kind of forgot how to,
yeah,
like what we saw at COVID, right? Like people just lost some social skills. Well, do that for 5 years, like
right.
self lockdown for 10 years. You get fucking weird. And so that weirdness, you can feel the awkwardness when you interact with somebody. So you go back into your basement, right? Because, like, well, that didn't feel very good. That was awkward as hell,
Yes,
and then it's the negative feedback loop. Though that dog brings you back into society, and gives somebody, oh, that's a great dog, gives you something to talk about, helps you re-socialize, get reconnected with peer groups, and learn how to be a social human being again. Because you flip and forget, and it doesn't take long. In COVID, we saw
no,
people get weird in 2 years. Imagine 5 or 10, right?
yep,
I know a cousin of mine close to 20 years, and he's weird as fuck,
yeah.
because he's been a hermit for that long, right? And that's what happens when you isolate. So, yeah, the overall benefits of the service dogs, they get you functioning again, and it's that or suicide, because those really are the choices. Do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely, bro. And I've been in those dark places. I've had attempts, and if we can do anything to stop that happening to just one more guy,
You took a
uh,
crack at it, Rob?
yeah, I have, yeah, twice. I tried with pills twice.
Oh, fuck. Yeah,
Back in
I
the day, bro. Back when I was a mess and almost 400 pounds in a cane and I was really sick and all that kind of stuff. And
yeah,
they told me
I
that was
get it.
going to be my life.
I took a crack at it in July of 21. I didn't expect it, and but I did, and luckily I've healed since then.
Yeah,
And I actually took a crack at it when I was a kid. I was about 13 years old, and I held a knife at my throat for over an hour, trying to get the courage to do the job,
yeah.
because life was rough for this kid. And so, yeah, twice I've been at the edge. And if people don't know what, and army guys can be the worst for it. Saying, "Ah, what a coward," or "How selfish of you." It's like, yeah, dude, when you're in that spot, you don't have the capacity to think about anything but the pain.
Right. And I
It's
think,
like when you're on fire, are you worried about how it's affecting others?
right.
No, you're just worried about being, oh my God, I'm on fire.
Yeah, I really think that attitude of calling it a weakness or whatever is more of a younger man's mindset. I really think as we get older, we realize, okay, that's kind of stupid to think that way. And as older
Yeah.
guys, it's okay to be able to talk to each other and our brothers and sort some things out. We need to do that more.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes,
No, we do.
if anybody wants to still help us out, there's still time. We're going September 1st for service dog for a Canadian vet. There's a sign. I'll be posting a 50-50 on my page too.
So tell
Anybody,
me about the event. First of all, where's the event? Is it September 1st and starting at what time and where is it?
it's September 1st starting at 10 a.m. at our Ponderosa campground. The family one,
Ponderosa
not the
Campground.
yeah, the family one, not the nudist one. Don't get them confused because there's a nudist one called Ponderosa down the road, and you could end up
That's
there.
where you
So
spend
not
most of your time is at the nudist
yeah,
one. I don't need to see the pics.
at the our Ponderosa family campground. Starts at 10 a.m. We have a car show, barbecue, silent auction, dog demonstrations, presentation of a dog to the vet, dog demos, 3 veterans getting their quilts of valor, a
Oh, yeah.
barbecue, a dunk tank, kids characters, DJs, band, fireworks, a whole entire day all planned out. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, man, that's awesome. That is great. And what's the attendance been like at these events in
Cup,
previous years?
couple to a few thousand.
Couple to a few thousand. Make sure you do a couple of Facebook lives,
I will.
or Instagram lives or some shit while you're doing that.
I will for sure, Mark.
We could have done this on Instagram as an
Oh,
Instagram live.
again, not a
That's
tech
easy.
guy.
Yeah. Are you on Instagram, Rob? You are.
I am on Instagram. Yeah, just Rob Lalande, my name, and that's where all you'll see all my Battle Buddy stuff too.
Yeah. Well, that's an easy one to do it.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for your service, and thank you for all you do for our community, brother. It means a lot, and you are helping to save lives and relieve pain, brother.
Thanks, brother, and same to you, bro. You just keep it up. I love the new studio. It looks awesome, and looking
Thanks,
forward
man.
to some more shows, brother. It's always good to talk to you.
100%. Stay on the line there, Rob.
Okay.
Listen to Operation Tango Romeo, the Trauma Recovery Podcast for veterans, first responders, and their families.